Welcome to No Nonsense Nonprofits. Hi, I'm Sandy Ray, founder of Sandra E. Ray CPA, where we alleviate financial headaches so that you can create a bigger impact. Today, we're going to be talking about retirement plan options. Nonprofits have a unique opportunity and some challenges when offering retirement programs. These options can play a critical role in attracting, retaining, and supporting our employees. So today we're hoping to give you a quick overview of what you can do and provide you some next steps for your journey along this road. First, I want to talk about qualified versus non-qualified. Qualified generally means that the money that goes into the retirement plan is excluded from taxable income for the employee in the year that it's contributed. And that tax liability is pushed back until they pull the money out of their account. So you're reducing the taxable income in the year that the employee is working, but then during their retirement, that's when they're going to be taxed on that money. A non-qualified doesn't allow for that deferral. Whatever goes into the qualified plan is still taxable to the employee and reportable on the W-2 as taxable wages. Now, another thing I want to talk to you about, you may or may not know about, is some changes to the catch-up provisions. For 2025, for most of us who are over age 50, that catch-up provision is $7,500. So in addition to the contribution limit, we're allowed an additional $7,500 of contribution to our plans because of our age. But because of the Secure 2.0 Act, people who are age 60 to 63, their contribution limit is $11,250. So they get to contribute more money than everyone else that are over age 50. And then I want to talk very quickly about filing requirements. Each of these plans, the majority of them, come with a requirement that you file the Form 5500. That is, most plans are on a calendar year, so that return is due on July 31st. There are very few exceptions for a 401k or a 403b plan, and most SEP IRA plans do not have to file a 5500, but there are some situations where you might have to. So I just want to make you aware of that. So let's talk about the plans. First of all, there's a 403b plan, and we're talking about that first because it was specifically designed for nonprofits, including schools and hospitals. The contribution limit for the employee in 2025 is $23,500 plus a catch-up provision if you're eligible. It gives you many investment options that include mutual funds and annuities, and employer contributions are allowed. Now, the next plan I want to talk about is the 457 plan. It's available to certain nonprofits and governmental employees. The nice thing about this is there's no early withdrawal penalty if you want to take your money out before age 59 and a half. That's something different from all of the other plans. And then again, the contribution limit is $23,500 plus, if you're eligible, the catch-up provisions. The next group of plans I want to talk about is the simple IRAs and the SEP IRAs. Simple IRAs are designed for smaller organizations with less than 100 employees. The contribution limit by the employee is $16,500 for 2025, and of course we have our catch-up provisions. Now here's what makes it different. Employers must match, and you can match the employee's contribution up to 3% of their compensation, or you can provide a contribution that's a flat 2% of their salary. So you have an option there. And then, like we talked about before, this option does not require a 5500. These are a great way to start out getting a retirement program for your organization because they're simple. There's not a lot of administration. There's not a lot of cost. Another option for a smaller organization is a SEP IRA. This is employer-only contributions. So the employees are not contributing. It's just the employer. Employer-only contributions are capped at 25% of compensation For 2025, there is a limit. The employer can only contribute $70,000 to the plan. That means if your employee makes more than $280,000 in compensation, anything above that, there is no more contribution to their plan. Another area I want to get into is a defined benefit pension plan. Now, this is different than most of the plans that we've been talking about, where we're contributing to an account for our employee, and that account is theirs, and they can do with that money what they want under the provisions of the plan. This is a defined benefit plan is a plan the employer promises to provide certain benefits when the employee reaches a certain age. So it's the employer's responsibility and the employer's money that gets invested in order to make those benefit promises, to meet their liability and make those payments to the employees for their pension payments. This offers a very predictable retirement income for employees, and they tend to like it. But we're not seeing very many of those right now because they tend to be complex and costly. So you have to do actuarial studies to make sure that things are going to be there for the employees. This generally is suited for larger nonprofits. And then I also want to talk about the non-qualified deferred compensation plans. This is when I talked earlier about qualified versus non-qualified. This is the non-qualified plan I want to talk to you about. This provides a lot of flexibility for our key executives. Contribution to their plan is taxable to them at the time that they receive the contribution, but it goes into a deferred compensation account, and it provides all kinds of flexibility for the employee. Generally, it's used for key executives to supplement another plan. Maybe you have a 401k, but you want those top executives to have a non-qualified deferred compensation plan as well. And then I want to get into the last section of plans, the ones that we're familiar with, the 401k and the 401a plans. Most of us are familiar with these 401k plans. Again, a qualified plan where we make contributions to the employee's account under the rules and regulations of the way the plan is designed. There's lots of things that you can do. There are simple plans that have very few options as far as what you can do, as far as how contributions are made and the vesting schedule and those kinds of things. But these plans can also offer Roth IRAs as a vehicle for investment. So that's really nice because not only do they get that money tax-free at the beginning, but then they pull it out of their Roth and it's tax-free at the end as well. The contribution limit for 2025 for 401k plans is $23,500. And of course, there's a catch-up provision for that. The 401a plans are highly customizable, allowing for mandatory employer contributions. Where the 401k is a voluntary employer, the 401a is mandatory. And again, we have a contribution limit for both the employer and the employee contributions together is $70,000 for 2025. That means that's an actual compensation of $350,000. Anything above that, the employee is not allowed to make contributions to their plan. So those are the plans and some very generalized rules and requirements. I encourage you to take a look at your current retirement program. If you have one, if you don't, consider something like the Simple IRA or the SEP IRA program. Talk to a financial advisor. These people are experts in this area. They can help you design a plan that's best for your organization now and growth in the future. Offering a retirement program can be crucial in recruiting talented employees and helping your employees plan for their future. Understanding the benefits and the features of each plan, the contribution limits, fees and filing requirements for the organization. These are all essential to implementing a successful retirement plan for you. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions on this or any other comments, please put that in the comment section below. Of course, we always appreciate your likes. I want to thank you for joining me today. Remember, creating a bigger impact starts with stopping the nonsense. If you're dealing with nonsense in your nonprofit organization, we'd love to help you cut through the noise.